What's up, everyone? What is going on? Everybody, y'all need to get in here. Tonight on Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays, we have Miss GERI DODSON of Gregory B. Levitt and Sons, who will be sharing crucial information on life insurance and why you need to have it. Miss GERI works directly with families who struggle to properly cover their family's burial costs every single day. So get your paper and pens ready to take notes and make sure that you are not a part of the fish fry community. Also, I will be reading another anonymous letter and providing some feedback along with my co-host on tonight's anonymous letter. Get ready for an hour-packed show. Hey, everyone. It's your girl, Miss Hollywood. Welcome to Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays. Tonight, we have an hour-packed show. Y'all know what the topic is already because I've been telling y'all. And I tell y'all every week about that fish fry community. Well, now we have Miss GERI DODSON here, who is going to tell y'all how to not become a part of the fish fry community. The fish fry. SunniD, Alto. What's up, ladies? Y'all got anything y'all want to say?
Hey. I'm back. Did you miss me?
Yes, she was sick.
Yes. What
Yes,
up, though?
ma'am.
What's up? Peace and blessings. Hopefully your last week going into this week was good. If not, let it get better.
Absolutely. It needs to get better. Miss GERI, our guest of the night, Miss GERI DODSON is here.
Yeah.
And Miss GERI, did you want to say anything to the viewers as they come in before we get started?
Well, I'm just listening for some of their questions that I hope that I can be able to answer for them, since I've had over 20 years of experience in this industry, in both pre-planning and life insurance. And hopefully I'll be able to kind of untangle some of those confusions that they might have as to why we don't use life insurance to pay for your burial.
Very, very, very true. And that is so necessary, which is why I am so glad that you are here to clear up some of maybe even the stuff that people don't know. You know, sometimes it's people just a lack of information, a lack of knowledge, you know, they don't know. So that's why I try to tell them I'm not trying to beat up on y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my co-host the same thing. We don't beat up on people. We just try to tell y'all. You know, now maybe Sunny, I don't know on the low, maybe Alto too. These two, they might. But okay, before we get started tonight, we are going to talk about our win of the day. Sunny, I would love to know your win of the day, darling.
Shutting the fuck up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Miss. I'm sorry, Miss GERI. I'm
Alto. Alto. I mean, I know you feeling better, Alto. So that's always a win of the day.
That's a win of the week. My win of the day. My win of the day. We had nachos for dinner today. That was my win of the day. We ain't had nachos in a minute. So there you go. That is my win because they was good.
That sounds really, really good too, by the way. My win of the day is Miss GERI being here because I'm so glad that I finally have somebody here that knows about the fish fry community. And I hope that you're going to share just a couple of little stories. Don't get too personal and put people out there. But just like a couple of stories that, you know, might convince these people that you need to get life insurance because you don't want grandma on that red little wagon. Even if she wanted to get cremated and have a funeral, like Alto said last week. You know, grandma got it put in the will that grandma wants to, you know, be on a horse and carriage and William done spent up all grandma money and that grandma on the little red wagon.
Absolutely. That's why we don't use life insurance to pay for burial, because the money belongs to the beneficiary. And if the money is already designated to the beneficiary, what do you think they're going to do with the money? Are they going to bury grandmama? Or are they going to take that money and go get them a new car?
Sunny?
They get a new car and then they're going to cremate grandma.
And cremate grandmama with the quickness.
In that same grease.
That same grease. There you go. That's what they do.
Grandma on somebody's mantle, and then when they move or something like that, then they're gonna be forgetting about grandma and put her in the corner somewhere, put her in the box that she gonna spill. Not cool.
Absolutely.
She gonna spill. Damn. Okay. Okay. So, Miss Dotson, Miss Jerry, I'll call you Miss Jerry. My first question is, what is the main difference between life insurance and pre-planning?
Okay, excellent. That's an excellent question. Basically, life insurance, and we've been kind of misinformed as a people. Life insurance is used for the living. That should be, I know you've heard the term intergenerational wealth building. That's how the other cultures use life insurance. However, when it got to us, they associated burial to life insurance instead of for the living. And that's why we don't want to talk about it, because we think it's associated with death. But if you use life insurance as it is designed to be used, with that cash accumulation in there, it can support you your entire life and then leave a death benefit at the end for the next generation. That's how the other generations use life insurance. But they crossed us up with the death and the burial, so we don't want to talk about it at all. Now, pre-planning is when you go and sit with an advanced planning specialist at a funeral home and design your plan, whatever it is. I want to go in the ground. I want to be cremated. I want a memorial, whatever that looks like. We come up with that figure, and then that's what you pay for. That's separate from that life insurance. Now you can do other things with the proceeds from that life insurance upon your death, including leaving some money for our HBCUs, leaving some money for our churches, and leaving money for our families. That's the major difference between it, because you've got your burial taken care of over here on the side.
Okay, so basically the life insurance policy is for the beneficiary.
Correct.
Now, can a person write up, say Sunny had her life insurance policy for one of her daughters, just one. Okay. Can she write in her policy that you need to bury me first, and then whatever's left is for you?
Here's the problem with that. That's usually put in a will. The will only comes after the burial. Now, what is Sunny going to do for 2 weeks while they're trying to find the will or read the will or whatever the will? Then you've got to try to find the policy. Then you've got to take it to the funeral home. The funeral home is going to take an assignment on that policy that you have to sign over the interest to that funeral home. And then they will arrange for them to take out theirs. But all of that has to be facilitated ahead of time before the funeral. Whereas if you had your funeral set and in place and paid for, nobody has to get involved with that, because that's between you and the funeral home.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's what happens at need. That's what they call at need. When Big Mama had a policy, and here you come with the $5,000 policy, and the funeral home is going to take a percentage of that $5,000 just to facilitate it on your behalf. So you have 5,000, you might have 4,500. You still got to come up with the difference of what that funeral cost is today. Whereas Big Mama had done a pre-need plan, she would have had her prices locked in.
Pre-need.
Yes, ma'am. Pre-need as opposed to final expenses. That's another misnomer in the market. You will have some agents promoting and pushing final expenses. That is nothing more than a whole life policy with the name final expense up there. You still have a beneficiary that's assigned to, and that's who's going to get those proceeds. Then you're subjective to them bringing that money 2 or 3 weeks later. But insurance claim doesn't even get paid for sometimes 30 to 60 days until after you file the claim. You can't wait in the morgue, in the refrigerator for 30 to 60 days.
Wow.
Ma'am.
This is very interesting. I will definitely be recapping the hell out of this for the damn self. Okay. Okay. So what are some reasons that people pre-plan? I mean, you kind of went over some of
that's an excellent question. And some of the main reasons that people are now becoming more pre-planning friendly, if you will, is simply because it cuts down confusion. Family, if you want a family to fall out, you let somebody die and they got to pay their part. Okay, they're gonna fall out. You let somebody die and they don't get the meat coat or the pearl the diamond ring that they wanted. They won't even show up for the funeral. But if you've already pre-planned your funeral, all the family has to do and the loved ones have to do is to make 2 decisions, and that's what day and what time. That they don't have anything to say because the contract is between you and the funeral home. Okay. And then all the family of the funeral home is going to say is, we're carrying out their wishes. So it just kind of cuts down on confusion.
Yep. Cuts all the nonsense out.
All the nonsense out. Nobody has nothing to say about what Mama told me to do, what Big Mama told me to do. That doesn't even matter because Big Mama told the people at the funeral home and they're going to carry out her wishes. Okay, cuts all of that foolishness. Then it locks in her price. Okay, just think about those cemetery plots that Big Mama bought at the church cemetery for $50 20, 25, 30 years ago. Those same plots now cost in Metro Atlanta anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a plot. We can't afford that. We cannot afford that in today's market. But we got to bury them. So what do? End up in debt. Planning eliminates all of that. Then you have payment options in pre-planning. When you pre-plan, you can pay on it a little bit at a time. Whereas at the time of, you got to pay the full price, including the cemetery charges, before anybody will move. It used to be a time where the funeral homes would let you have it or get back with you, let you pay payments. They don't do that anymore. COVID took all of that out of the equation. COVID eliminated all of that. So now everything has to be paid in full, cemetery and funeral home, before they even touch that body. So this is what pre-planning does for you. And it gives you, the individual, peace of mind. You know, if anything happens to you today, tomorrow, next year, next month, everything is in place the way you want it.
Right.
Because number one, we know our children. We know our family. We know, if we've got children, how this child is going to say one thing, the other one is going to say another thing, the other one's going to say the hell with it, let me know when y'all figure it out. That eliminates all of that. You've got peace of mind. And those are some of the main reasons why people are becoming more enlightened and more friendly to pre-planning, because it's going to carry out their wishes.
Oh, she is burning it down. No pun intended. Okay. Now, what you just touched on, Sunny D and I and Alto, a week or so ago, we talked about this because we were talking about families putting the wrong people in charge of things.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We talked about family members going in the deceased's home and stealing from the house.
Yes, ma'am. They sure do.
So there's really no way to kind of combat that, right?
It's really no way, but the next step of pre-planning is to have that will. Oftentimes, again, in our community, we want to do the right thing. We just don't have the good, correct information to do it.
Right.
Okay. And I tell my clients oftentimes when I'm doing presentations, go on and do the Aretha Franklin, write it out, date it, stick it in the side of the sofa. Okay. Held up. It held up. The boys got what she wanted them to have. It held up. Okay. Whatever it is you want your family members to have, put it in writing.
Right.
You may not be able to afford the $5,000 attorneys, but it's a legal document. You get that witnessed and notarized. It will stand up in any court in the land.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all listening out there? Get it notarized. If y'all in Detroit, Sunny D's a notary.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you know, the honest broker here in the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware area, she's a notary. Like, come on, y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so important to get this. Now, for the people that are just coming on, we're talking about life insurance. That's the fish fry! Okay. It is she has said some very key things, and I'm learning some things. So, like I said, I will be recapping the hell out of this live. I might even call you.
All right.
I might even call you. I've had life insurance for years.
Yes.
For years, because I just want to make sure that God forbid something happens, that, it's like part of it for me was I thought about it like, okay, well, I don't want to not leave my kids something. That's kind of how I thought about it.
Right.
You break some generational curses.
That's right.
As well doing that. But just trying to also teach my kids to be responsible.
That's correct.
Because I told them at a young age, like, listen, y'all got life insurance? Because once y'all started having kids and doing this and that, you need to have life insurance, which will bring me to my next question for you. Is there a certain age that people should start to plan and do, like mothers and fathers and families, do they get life insurance on their babies?
Absolutely. And this is the value, if you will, of life insurance. Like I said at the very beginning, keep in mind, life insurance is for the living. Okay. So now that you understand the difference between life insurance for the living and burial insurance to take care of your final arrangements, then you have a different perspective of what you're going to use the life insurance for. Okay. I had a conversation with my younger daughter several years ago where I was trying to get her to get life insurance on her kids. And she was saying that was just really morbid. She didn't tell me, no, Mom, I'm not going to do it. She just didn't do it. Okay. Finally, at the end of last year, the light bulb went off in her head. She said, Mom, what you've been trying to tell me all these years about the life insurance and it being for the living, when I ran the numbers for her on a $500,000 product, a policy for her 10-year-old, for her to see the cash accumulation in that policy over the next 10 to 20 years, it blew her mind. She said, now I can see why I would get a $500,000 policy on my son at 10 years old, because the cash accumulation is going to support him for the rest of his life. And then he's going to still have a $500,000 death benefit to leave to his children. It began to make sense for her. We don't want to throw life insurance out the window. We just want to know how to use it properly. And if it's used properly, the cash accumulation, which you can borrow from, that's the part of the story that our people get. You can borrow from it.
What about the ones you can't?
But listen, but the other part is you got to pay it back.
Mhm.
You got to pay it back. You strip all the cash value out of it and don't pay it back. What it becomes and what it can become is your own personal bank. And this is what the other cultures, this is how the other cultures use whole life. When we were getting a $2,000 policy on our babies, Mima was getting $1 million policy on Bubba up in the mountains. Okay? When she got that $1 million policy on Bubba, when Bubba got to be 18, Bubba could go to Georgia Tech and withdraw his 4 years of tuition off of that cash value whole life policy and come out of college debt free.
Mhm.
Didn't know that, okay?
Wow.
What that policy has a tendency to do is to have indirect recognition, which means that the company is paying dividends on that money as if it was still there.
Wow.
And he gets to be 20, finishes college and wants to put down payment on his house. Mima go to that same policy and withdraw $25,000 to give him for his down payment on his house. And when he gets to be 65, he can still withdraw up to 75 years of age to supplement his retirement off that same policy. And at the end of his life, the beneficiary is still getting $1 million death benefit. They didn't explain that to us, though.
Mhm.
That's what we call the $1 million baby with the other agency that I worked with. And we put that plan into motion all over the United States in the African American community.
I think I'm a $5 baby. What kind of baby?
The key point is to start somewhere.
Absolutely. It's never too late, right?
Never too late.
For people out there watching, it's never too late to start a life insurance policy. But okay, Miss Jerry, let's break it down. Because some people are still coming in or are just coming in. What type of policy should people start off with?
Oh, and that's an excellent question. Now, let me break it down for you so that the audience can really understand. There's two major different policies, and that's your term policy and your life. Your term policy is like renting an apartment. Okay, you can get this nice apartment. The rent when you moved in is $550. You can keep that apartment for about 5 or 10 years, and then you'll get a notice that they sold the policy apartment to another entity, and your rent is going up. That's what happens with term. Each time you get a different age at a 5-year band, sometimes it's 3 years, it's going to go up. It's going to continue. And you will never own a brick in that apartment. But the other hand, if you get a whole life policy, that means you got your first house, you got 2 bedrooms, a bath, and a kitchen, and a living room. After you've been in that house for about 10, 15 years, you start getting those notices saying, American Express, we want to offer you a credit card at such and such because you've got equity. You have equity in that house now, and the value of that house is increasing. That's the same thing with the whole life policy. You're going to start to build cash value, and the equity is going to build up in there. That's why when you go to the bank to get a loan, they want to know if you've got any life insurance. You might have $1 million term, but that's no value. Okay. But if you say I got a $50,000 whole life policy, they want to know what the cash is, because that's got cash value. It's building up. What you want to do is to make certain you're purchasing the correct product to match your need at the time. And for babies, always get them a whole life. Gerber, I hate to call names, but that's one of the children's policies. But you can always start somewhere and get them as much as you can afford at that time. And it's going to continue to build. It's going to grow cash value. And then when they become of age, they will convert that policy over to them and increase the face amount. And they don't have to do any additional medical examination. And that's critical for our children, because our children are contracting these diseases, juvenile diabetes and things like that, that we didn't even think of. Now, all of a sudden, Junior is 12 years old, but he can't even qualify for a policy. Get a policy on Junior because he's diabetic now and he's high risk. So the earlier you get, the younger they are, the better it is for you. And your premium is locked in for life. That's the part you want to keep in mind. You want to lock in that premium. You could get $100,000 policy on a 6-week-old baby for less than $20. Why not lock him in for $20 for the rest of his life? And you can always add to it.
Y'all listening
to it.
So are you saying,
yes, ma'am,
basically do not get term, get whole life?
It depends on your circumstances and what you're doing it for and what's your why. Okay. For someone that's purchasing a home, a $250,000 home, you want to get a term. You want to get that term for the term of your mortgage, because if anything happens to you, you want that mortgage paid off so they'll have a place to stay. Okay. And in most of our loans, unless you're putting more than 20% down, they're going to require that mortgage protection insurance, but they're going to put it on there to protect their interest. You need to put it on there to protect your interest. Okay. So if anything happens to you before you pay that mortgage off, you know, you got $225,000 or $250,000 over here to pay the house off. And that's designated for that. And that's why you would do it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I love it. Any ladies, y'all got any questions so far? Anybody watching got any questions so far? This is good stuff, Miss Jerry.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, woo! I love it.
I appreciate it.
Sunny, nothing? You good?
Oh no, I get it. I understand.
Okay.
I learned this through my granny stuff.
Okay. So what are some of the most common services that you offer to families who are planning a funeral? Cremation, burial, like.
Okay, we offer a full gamut of services, from, like I said, the traditional Christian service with the church service or at the chapel or graveside, complete cremation services with the memorial or with the full funeral. All of those services we do provide, and it's just entirely up to the family and what they would like to have. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is the veterans benefits, which most of our veterans are not aware of. They simply think that Uncle Sam is going to take care of them. No. Uncle Sam is going to provide them with a plot, a vault, a headstone, and the opening and closing of that grave. And they will provide that for the veteran and the veteran spouse, which again, we're not clear on. We got it mixed up. We think that Uncle Sam is going to take care of everything. Uncle Sam is not. Only the cemetery portion, and that's going to be at a military facility. Correct.
Okay. You know, some people I've heard say that, oh no, like when people die,
Mhm.
that the government pays like $300 Is that true? Do they?
That those are the death benefits from Social Security.
Okay.
That's what is called survivor benefits.
Okay.
And if anybody has had to deal with the government, we know the government might take 3 years to send you that $225. But that is correct. That is called survivors benefits,
Which is nothing.
which is nothing. Not, and it's definitely not gonna help you with the funeral. That's long gone.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, how do you approach sensitive conversations with grieving families about funeral arrangements and financial planning?
Well, what we try to do with our organization is to try the proactive approach. We do a lot of community activities. We're always in the community at churches, at seminars and workshops that we conduct personally, and then we come up with many of the community organizations. And what we try to do is to establish a rapport, number one, where the persons or the people can trust us, and that comes from having a good reputation in the community. And having a good reputation in the community, and I say that I'm with XYZ funeral home, they say, oh yeah, I know him, they buried my grandma. So that establishes the foundation for the relationship. And from there, I try to listen to the individual's concerns, because we do have people in our community say, well, I'm not going to be there anyway, I don't care what they do with me. Okay, they can put me over in the dish, they can throw me over in the. So I have to be ready to come back and say, now, is that what you really want to do?
Right.
Is that what you really want to see happen? And then they'll tell me about, again, I won't be there, I won't know. And then I start to talk about, let's talk about your children, let's talk about your spouse if there's one, and then try to make that connection so they'll come out of the clouds and come back down to reality and say, this is something I really need to talk about.
So, I mean, I think we know the answer, but for some people that might watch, what happens if someone dies without any life insurance or other financial resources to cover their funeral? What
Okay.
happens?
So what happens is a couple things. The family, the immediate family, and this is what you want to, if you care about your immediate family, this is what you want to prevent, because you don't want to leave that burden on them. But say, for example, the individual is not a veteran, just regular Joe Blow, and he doesn't even want to talk about what's going to happen with him if something happened. He knows he drinks, he smokes, he does all this other stuff, and he knows he's going to die. Okay. But he doesn't care about what is going to happen to his body when he expires.
Right.
So we then try to go to the next of kin or whoever is responsible for them. And then if all else fails, we know that there's an indigent program in most cities and most counties that will provide immediate burial, cremation for certain individuals that have no next of kin and don't have any resources. Those sources are always available to us. And that's the way you don't want to go if you can help it. Right. But that's the reality of it.
Right. Well, I mean, and also, the fish fry! By not being responsible and doing the responsible thing,
the preparing for it and planning.
Right, you are putting your family in a situation to have to go GoFundMe, to have to do a fish fry or chicken, and Sunny, the chicken. How they be eating that chicken, Sunny?
They take it fresh out the grease.
Mm-mm.
Hopefully it's good grease, not bad grease. They take it fresh out the grease, and then they put it on a piece of white bread on a piece of aluminum foil and be like, because it's hot.
But I'm just saying. Now listen, we had Tia last week or a week before, whenever she was, and we said, listen, let's have a fish fry, a chicken fry at your repast, but not to have to try to do that to bury you. We got to be responsible. And y'all did hear what she said. If y'all didn't, I'm gonna go back and she may do a little quick recap before we go to the people that just came in. You guys need to get life insurance. And that's what this entire show today is about. Life insurance, whole life insurance, whatever type of policy that you get, you need to have something because you do not want to be a part of that community. I do not want you to be a part of that community or that red wagon. And I know Granny don't want that.
No.
Granny don't want that. And y'all heard what she said. Y'all need to make sure that y'all put the responsible people. Okay. What we say last week, Sunny, and the week before, SunniD and Alto, you have to always pay attention to how people live their life right now before you say, this is going to be my beneficiary. They smoke crack, but I don't think they're going to smoke crack with this, if I die and leave them, as a beneficiary. They're not going to smoke crack. They're not going to do this or they're not going to do that. What you think they're going to do with that money? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a whole process of planning. And a lot of people, let's talk about this. A lot of people do not, and I used to be one of them when I was younger. I didn't want to talk about death.
No.
It was morbid and it was scary. I used to be afraid to. I'm not afraid anymore, but it was a conversation that, it's a conversation a lot of people do not want to have. So we need to get comfortable talking about the inevitable.
And one of the things that we have to consider in our community is that there are just as many little graves out there in the cemetery as big graves. And how many of us just this past year, 2024, we know of someone who ran that marathon race or did 2 miles of exercise around the neighborhood, came home, took a shower, lay across the bed and died. Died.
Healthy as a horse, huh?
Healthy as a horse. We had more people dying last year that had never died before.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
We had more of those young people that was 40 years old. Between 40 and 50 years old, health as a horse, eating good in the neighborhood. Just didn't wake up the next morning. And the family was completely lost, didn't know where to start, what to do, where do we begin? Because nothing was in place. They had time enough. They had plenty of time. And I'm feeling good. We had one of our radio personalities right here in Atlanta just passed before the end of the year. I mean, like I said, the people are dying now that has never died before. And if we believe what we say we believe as Christians and that our days are numbered, why then are we not planning on it? We'll plan on vacation. We'll plan on the graduation. We'll plan baby reveal. We'll have a big old baby reveal and something goes wrong with the pregnant, and that doesn't happen. We'll plan on the vacation and the tsunami will come and it don't cruise. But this right here is a promise. From the day we were born, our day to leave here was already designated. Then would we not plan on it and pay for it? If we care about our people that we're going to leave behind.
That's some good stuff right there. I'm telling you, and it's listen. The question is the why.
The why.
Again, I understand that some people just don't have the knowledge. Okay. But I mean, I just feel like that can't be, some people just don't care, honestly, because what you said earlier, I have heard people say, well, when they die, they don't care about what happens to them because they dead.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Absolutely.
But that's not fair to your family. And it's not your community's responsibility to try to come up with funds to bury you. That's your responsibility while you are the talk of the town. Everybody know you this and you that. But then when you die, you have nothing to help to put you away at least half decent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is not the community's responsibility to bury Junebug. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. Junebug done lived his life right here, but we're not responsible for him. It used to be a time where Big Mama would get a policy on all the grandchildren, but now Big Mama's still enjoying life. So where's Mama? Where's Mama then?
Well, that's because Big Mama is like 28. And she had a kid when she was 10.
Yes, absolutely.
So she ain't Big Mama.
So she said, y'all handle that. I ain't doing that no more. Exactly.
This is a whole nother, this is different.
This is different.
This is very different from what used to be.
It is.
And still, we were not all. Some of us, Alto may know, Sunny may know, I know a little, but I don't know all this stuff.
That's right.
To be honest, I don't know all of this stuff. So that's why I am just glad that you're here to share what you know. And I'm going to be calling you.
That is wonderful. I would love to get to an audience who 50 and under, because they think that they're Superman. They're going to live forever, and they are fine. But by the same token, if they were to invest in themselves, and this is what it becomes, an investment in yourself. If you care about you and your future, because you're so young and you are so super and you're in such great health, then invest in yourself now, because the day is going to come if you're able to live to 50 or 60, and you're not going to be able to do this, what you're doing now at 40 and 50. You won't. But if we could get our people, our young people, to understand the value, like I said, of investing in yourself instead of a $200 or $300 pair of sneakers or some rims or some of these other labels that they're wearing, put that in a policy for yourself.
And then after you have that policy, then you can go get the rims and all that, because you
go.
Have your investment in yourself. Do all that after you have done the responsible thing first. Absolutely. Because it seems like people, honestly, like y'all, it seems like people just don't care.
No, people just not that smart.
Okay.
I mean, well, they can't be if they don't care. But people do not give a damn. They just do not give a damn. And that is scary.
They're just not that smart.
Because I am not, like my husband said, he was like, his godmother, her quotes, she does not give to the dead.
Okay.
That is kind of creepy.
Yeah. Don't give to the dead. She not donating to no GoFundMe. She not donating nothing. Because if Junebug or whoever bug did not do what they supposed to do when they was alive, that's on them. Why is that I gotta make sure that I'm able to get married.
There you go. There you go. And if we could somehow get our young people to understand, like I said, that this is an investment in their future. If you take care of point A, it's going to take care of you when you really need it.
Okay, well, we're going to need you to come back on, Ms. Jerry, because we need you to break some more of this stuff down. We need you to break some of this stuff down. I am going to call you because That way we can have like a whole hour conversation like we did last time. And just get stuff like, this is let's cover this. Let's cover this. I really want people, like, the goal for this really is for people to understand. And I even learned some stuff tonight myself, because again, I don't know everything. I mean, I don't know anybody that does know everything, but I don't know everything about certain things. And that's why
the good part is we want to do the right thing. We
Mhm.
just don't have good comprehensive information.
Right.
We get a little bit from over here. We get some from a financial planner. We get some over here, and we get some from over here. I've been in this industry for over 25 years. I'm licensed on both life and health and property and casualty. And so I have an array of experience and knowledge that I can pull it all together for you and make the pieces make sense for you. And hopefully in the kind of time that we will have going forward, we can make sense of some of these disjointed pieces and get it to make sense for us. Because I found that people in general, again, they want to do the right thing. They have, some of us have some of the resources to do the right thing. We just don't have that one comprehensive piece to pull it all together for you. And that's what I hope that we'll be able to do.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just grateful that you came on. Like, yay! I love it.
Absolutely.
This is what we needed. We needed somebody that know exactly what time it is to cover this, because this right here, that's not enough to convince them to get life insurance. So when they hear you break it down, look, y'all need to do this. It's really important that y'all do this, because just know, I'm not donating to I'm not donating to no GoFundMe's. I'm not buying no platters. Okay? I'm not doing it, because people are putting information out here for you to make the decisions that you need to make, to protect yourself and your families and your friends and your community, because it's not our responsibility to bury you, and I'm not. And that does not make me a mean person. I know a lot of people probably think like, why she say it like that though? That's how it really is.
You can.
And it's the truth.
It's right.
That's true.
It's the truth. And if more of us would say that to our friends, they would be so comfortable asking us to do this. Okay. When they say that somebody has passed and the first thing they do is go set up a GoFundMe, we ready to send our $10. Okay. No. If you say, I'm surely sorry to hear that, and keep stepping, I bet you they'll stop. I bet you when it come time to put that person in the ground, they'll have a change of heart and say, you know what? She stayed out by 3 or 4 weeks and we couldn't even scalp enough money. I bet you they'll start thinking about themselves then. Now, what would happen if this happened to me?
Exactly.
Everybody liked her, and it'll be easy to get a pile of money. Folks ain't responding like that no more. We need to stop responding to the GoFundMe. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. If they think enough of themselves to put a plan in place for themselves or their loved one, then why should we think more of them than they thought of themselves?
Oh.
You know what? You deserve this one for that, because Sunny, she just went crazy with that one. That is so true.
That's breaking it down. That is breaking it down. Again, why should we? Please. And start asking ourselves that.
Let me tell y'all, this is no lie, okay? I'm gonna call you tomorrow, because I'm being transparent.
Okay.
Like, I have life insurance and I've had it for some years. But I need to really, really like look into my policy that I have and see if I need to do what I need to do.
And that's not a problem. I do reviews free of charge. I will bring me all of your policies. I have clients that have 3 or 4 and some are duplicates because they're trying to do the right thing. They just don't have good information. So we go through each policy and we break it down with the why. Why is this policy? Why is that one? Why? And some will eventually tell me, I don't even know why I got that one. I had that one. And it's about to term out,
Right.
Our postal workers, which I try to work them through that process. When they retired, the post office gave them $1 trillion. But as they got older, that policy started decreasing in value. It's down now to $15,000. And they too embarrassed and too ashamed to tell their family that $75,000 policy they retired from the post office with is no longer $75,000. And now here they are 78 years old, scared to death that they're not going to have enough to bury themselves with. Those are the kind of situations that I deal with.
Sonny, you work for the post office. She's a postmaster.
Oh, praise the Lord. So she
Hallelujah.
And so she knows what I'm talking about. What they do with them is they dangle them with how much they're going to get every month. And that life insurance is secondary. And then they start, after they've been retired for a while, they start getting those notices at the end of the year. The value of your life insurance is now such and such. And now it's so and so. And again, the older you get, the less it becomes. It decreases. And then by the time, like I said, you in your show enough gold and silver years, 78, 79, looking forward to your 80th birthday, that's when they break it down to you. And like you said, the people are embarrassed. They don't even want to tell their families because they know what they had 25 years ago when they retired. School teachers, similar situations, state employees, similar situations, and we help work with them to get through that part because everybody wants to be put away nicely. For the most part, in our heart, we want to be put away nicely, and we don't want to be a burden on our families. And so whatever your situation is, it's not too difficult. Just bring it in. Let's review it. We come up with a plan, and we're going to make sure that everybody is taken care of the way you want it taken care of.
Okay, so Miss GERI, before we end, what areas do you service? Like, I don't know. Like, is it just like Georgia?
Pretty much Georgia, but I'm licensed in other states, but I try to focus here in Georgia.
Okay.
Because I'm able to see, touch, and feel my clients. I don't want them to have to go on TV to find out.
Okay, well, I'm going to be getting my policy to you from PA.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? I know you don't deal with PA, but I'm going to get it to you.
But we can make it work. We can make it work.
Even if you just look at it and be like, baby.
That's what I'm saying. It's all over. Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
All right. So we are getting ready to end the night, y'all. Listen, I'm so thankful that you came by and dropped all of this knowledge on us tonight. This is beautiful. I appreciate it. I hope that the people that are watching, that you got something out of it. I'm going to do some recap so that you guys can hear it again and again, however many times you need to hear it, so that you can make a responsible, choice about what you need to do. Also, what's I going to say? I don't remember. Wheww Hunnii of the week. Now, do you have a Wheww Hunnii of the week, Miss GERI?
Oh, Wheww Hunnii of the week. No, I don't have one just yet, but I'll think of something.
Listen, it's just something. Okay, so it's like an expression. Basically something good that might happen, because you told me something good that happened before we went live. that you got some things going on, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. I've got some lot of presentations going on. I'll be making a presentation tomorrow at the Berean Christian Church up in Stone Mountain, and we'll be with the let's see, Green Forest Church next month and St. Philip. So again, if you have an opportunity to reach out to your church, I'd be happy to speak with them as well.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you?
They can reach me by area code 404 358 5123.
What was the last one? 5123?
5123.
5123. Okay.
Or Geri Dodson at Comcast.net.
All right, I'll probably have to put that up.
All right.
I can't type as fast as you say.
Okay.
Okay.
At Comcast.net.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try to get you back on here soon.
All right.
Sunny D. All right, now Alto, what's your Wheww Hunnii of the week?
My Wheww Hunnii of the week. It's cold outside, but I got heat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sunny.
Shut the fuck up and listen. I am saying that because sometimes everything does not need a response. Sometimes things in life happen for you just to pay attention and look. It's not for you to say something. It's for you to pay attention, because when something or someone says or does something, take a step back out that box and look. Shut the fuck up. Just listen.
I'm going to piggyback off of hers and just ditto it, because that'll be mine for this week as well. So yeah, that's mine too. That's my Wheww Hunnii of the week too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
guys.
got Miss Jerry cracking up.
Yes. Loving it.
All right. Well, yeah, that was a hell of a show, guys. Listen, I appreciate you again for all that information. We are getting ready. Oh, look, hold on. I got an anonymous letter. God. I got to get this anonymous letter. Woo, they would have killed me, y'all. I'm telling you, listen, the 1 week I was supposed to do the anonymous letter and somebody are you doing it? I'm like, I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All right. So let me read this letter. We usually give some feedback. Miss Jerry, you are welcome to, if you want to give some feedback on the letter. We do anonymous letter. We just started doing them, a week ago? Y'all, was it a week?
Yep.
Okay.
I missed the first one.
You missed the first one? All right. So here is the letter. I'm going to just use it out of my phone. Okay. So, how do I even begin to tell this tragic part of my life? Well, here it goes. In 2009, the most amazing person to me, my grandmother, was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, which formed in her kidney. She had to have her kidney removed at Fox Chase Cancer Center. But the problem was, regardless of removing the kidney with the cancer, it would return, eventually attacking the bones, lungs, and last, her brain. From 2006 through 2009, she developed COPD, made her health worse. At this point in my life, knowing I was going to lose the most important person in my life, I turned to pills to numb my pain. By October of 2010, she was placed on 24-hour oxygen. I was blessed to have not been working at the time, and she was able to take care and was able to take care of her. But that ended up taking a toll on me, knowing she was going to leave me, and my addiction got worse to the point where I was taking 10 milligram Percocets a day. By the beginning of November, the doctor told the family her chemo wasn't working and there was nothing further that could be done. Within a matter of days, she went downhill fast to the point of not knowing who anyone was. She was placed on hospice at home, which was her wishes. Her wishes.
Mhm.
To watch the woman who was most important to me go downhill wait, hold on. Go downhill as fast as she did just made things worse for me, in which I started to drink more, as well as the pill addiction was an awful part of my life. I was able to take care of her the last 2 weeks of her life. Her organs shut down and she just laid in the bed, slowly passing away. I continued my daily routine of dropping off my daughter at school, going to take care of my grandmother and still taking pills to ease my pain. The tragic night of her passing, my family told me to take a break, in which I went to the bar to have a drink. But before I entered the bar, I got a call to come back because something wasn't right. Mind you, she was unresponsive for weeks. So back to the night in hand. Her children were surrounded at her bedside. Ooh, she opened her eyes and began to sing a hymn from church. And as I walked in, she took her I'm getting emotional. She took her last breath. My
Mhm.
world shattered beyond what any word can explain. And that night was when I lost myself for a little bit. The tragic date will never be forgotten. 12/10/2010. I went on a binge with pills, drinking, and tried a little bit of other things until the day came where I found out I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. But I didn't know if I wanted to keep her because I knew what my life was spiraling out to be. And lo and behold, my beautiful angel's face came to me in a dream. And that was my sign to keep my daughter. And I'm glad I did because she was my saving grace. I got clean and have been for 13 years off pills. Life as we know it still has its ups and downs and still struggle daily as a single mom. But I have overcome many battles with grace of God and my grandmother by my side as an angel. I still ask God what my purpose is here and where am I going? But I know having faith, my answers will come. This year marked 14 years of her being gone, but her spirit still lives on inside of each of the family. Some way and somehow. I'm forever grateful to have a woman like her show me life and guide me. Although I chose the wrong path, she got me out of it. To some, this may seem like a story, but it's explaining how people can get to a low point in life over any kind of pain. It shows my strength to overcome a battle I was facing and a testimony of being saved. Wow. That's crazy.
That's powerful.
Yeah. Because people do not know how something affects us. If something happens to, somebody in your family or somebody close to you,
Mhm.
we none of us know. We can all say, "Oh yeah, well we're tough and we're going to do this," but you really don't know how you're going to react.
You don't.
And the fact that she came out or he came out, whoever it was that came out of that, that's powerful. That is powerful. So, y'all got any advice for the anonymous letter writer?
I don't have any advice. I just have some words that my mother said to me one time before she passed away. And I was kind of going through some stuff, and what she said to me was, no one could be the mother of your children but you.
Mhm.
So that part in the letter where she asked, what my purpose is and all of that stuff, think about that fact. No one, no other woman could be that little girl's mother but you.
Mhm.
So if nothing else is your purpose, that 100% is your purpose, because she couldn't have had another mother other than you.
Very true. I just want to tell you that I'm just proud of you for, coming out of that, because a lot of people, can't come out of drug addiction. And I know this for a fact because the children of my father became addicted to drugs and died of an overdose a couple of years ago because of a loss that he experienced. So some people can come out of it and some people can't. The drugs just, they win, unfortunately. Drugs breaks up families, destroys families, lives, everything. So you came out of it, and guess what? Good on you. Good on you. So that's good on you. All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to say tonight before we end the show?
I enjoyed being with you ladies, and I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yes. Me too.
Thank you for coming.
I'm gonna be on that phone tomorrow, Miss Jerry.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
you'll be busy.
Oh yes, ma'am. Oh yes, ma'am. Got to get that cheese.
Uh-oh.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we are going to end the night with a tip from Tia. We already did our Wheww Hunnies of the week, so we are going to end the night with a tip from Tia. I hope to see all of you guys next week, same time, same energy, and we are going to be talking about some very juicy topics next week. So stay tuned, because anybody that's in a relationship or think you're in a relationship, you're going to want to hear this conversation. Okay? Hold on.
Hey, it's Tia Christie with another tip from Tia. I hope you're doing great today. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is the fact of choice, okay? I'm a big believer on choosing happiness, choosing kindness, different things like that, because honestly, it really goes together with how we feel about other people, but also how we feel about ourselves and our life. So I want you to take time to each day, focus on the good, choose good, right? And if you focus on feeling good, sooner or later, you're actually going to feel good. So one of the little tips that actually works, believe it or not, is start a timer, 30 seconds, and put a smile on your face. It is harder than you think. Okay, I want you to put that smile on your face for 30 seconds each day for 1 week and see the difference that it can make. All right, you want more tips? Go to tipsfromtia.com.
Good job. All right, ladies. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah. And what does Sunny say? Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up. Have you downloaded the new Black and Mobile app? Well, if you have not, get ready for a great experience and place your first order with the very first Black-owned food delivery service in the U.S. to do it. Black and Mobile, the culture delivered. And make sure that you tell them Miss Hollywood sent you. Hey, honey. Thank you for tuning in to Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays. We'll see you next week. Same time, same energy. Wheww, honey. Welcome to my house.